Hello there, it's another week of keeping you up to date on the latest developments from Nigeria's vibrant Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. First of all, Happy New Year! The Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development has hit the ground running in 2025, starting the new year on a positive note. In an exciting development, Dr. Shuaibu Mohammed Lamido Belgore has assumed office as the new Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. He replaced Dr. Marcus Olani Ogumbi, who was redeployed to the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. In a brief handing and taking over ceremony held at the conference hall of the Housing Ministry, Dr. Belgore, who was redeployed from the Federal Ministry of Regional Development, assured the staff of his readiness to work with them as a team, stating that his pattern of leadership revolves around inclusivity. Declaring his readiness to hit the ground running, Belgore has directed the Director of Planning, Research and Statistics of the Ministry to earnestly brief him on the status of the Ministry on FSCCIP and the housing sector ministerial delivery because of their importance to the current administration. Next, during the week, the Honorable Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Architect Ahmed Musa Dengiwa, has highlighted the urgent need for increased budgetary allocation to deliver the presidential mandate of providing affordable housing and reducing the housing deficit. The minister gave the highlight during the 2025 budget defense before the Senate Committee on Lands, Housing and Urban Development and the House of Representatives Committee on Housing and Habitat respectively. Dengiwa, who alongside the Minister of State, Right Honorable Yusuf Abdullahi Atta, led the management staff of the ministry to the budget defense, also presented the 2023-2024 budget performance of the ministry. In his presentation, he highlighted the ministry's priorities for 2025, emphasizing the need to complete ongoing housing projects, slum upgrading, and urban renewal programs across the nation. Architect Dengiwa also listed the focus area of his ministry in the 2025 budget to include construction of 20,000 housing units under the Renewed Hope Housing Agenda and completion of national housing projects in over 20 states and the FCT. Accordingly, the minister urged the committee to increase budget allocations in 7 key areas which he said were critical to the transformative policies and programs of Mr. President to put the economy on the path of recovery and growth. Next, Minister and Minister of State, Housing and Urban Development, Architect Ahmed Musa Dengiwa and Yusuf Abdullahi Atta have decorated and congratulated 4 police officers attached to them on their promotion. In their remarks during the decoration ceremony that took place at the ministry's headquarters, the ministers urged the officers to rededicate themselves to serving the nation. Dengiwa stated that success is often accompanied by challenges, encouraging the promoted officers to rise to the new challenges that come with their elevated positions. Former Speaker and immediate past Governor of Katsina State, Aminu Bello Masari, who was in attendance, congratulated the officers and urged them to be thankful to God Almighty for keeping them alive to witness a milestone in their profession. Next, Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, in collaboration with the Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria, REDAN, plans to construct 10,000 housing units Renewed Hope Medic cities across the country. Exciting news, I must say. This initiative is in order to meet the housing needs of the nation's medical workers. Housing Minister Ahmed Dengiwa disclosed the plan during his meeting with the leadership of the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors over the week. He appreciated the commitment and sacrifices of the medical workers in saving lives, even under challenging conditions, noting that their well-being, which includes access to decent and and affordable housing was a priority that aligns with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the mandate at his ministry. Speaking earlier, National President, Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, Dr. Tokwe Osundari, appreciated the minister for supporting and keying into President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda by championing the Renewed Hope Housing Project and making NAD a beneficiary. Also speaking, the representatives of Redan and a member of NAD, Dr. Suleiman Abubakar Sadiq, explained that the Renewed Hope Medic Cities project for the health workers will be a partnership between the Ministries of Housing and Health, Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, and a public-private partnership agreement. And that wraps up this week's highlight of Housing Weekly Update of the Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. I am Maimuna Bagudu. As always, it's a pleasure bringing you the latest updates. Until next week, stay safe.